Alright, welcome to another solo leveling Arise video, and for this showcase, we are going to showcase the Dark Hunter Tae-Gyu, who is also a breaker. So this is the stats that I have with him right now: 12k attack, 43% crit rate, and pretty much 150% crit damage. I'm using his exclusive weapon, which buff his dark damage by 4%, as well as buff his attack by 6%, stacking up to twice after using his basic attack while ulting. And this is the artifact set that I have with him. I have him with the destroyer set just so I can get that ult fairly quickly, and then I can tag him out. So I think his role, his perfect role right now, is a sub DPS, where he just comes in, does his ult, does his damage, do your break stuff, and then just get out of there for your main DPS to do work. This artifact ain't, it's nice, but really, +3. So on the other side, I have him with the expert set just because I just had that built. If I had this built, the Champions of the Field, I would use this probably, just because you get to 20% faster than however much you get from the expert set. But yeah, you should prioritize attack and crit damage. You can also do defense pen. If you don't want to run the destroyer set, you can also try the break set. Break set is good. I want to try the one hit set maybe when he gets buffed, just because I want to see how much that buffs his ult, because Tae-Gyu has the highest ult scaling in the game. So if we can buff that by 25%, I think it's 25%, right? Yeah, 25%, and reducing the cooldown by 40. Yeah, that might actually be really good, especially for next patch when they buff his damage. Yeah, let's go over his skills. His skills are all range. Scales of attack, core attack. Mine is only level 4, but you want to focus a lot on that because of his how his kit works. So let's go over his passive. When airborne burst is used, apply the magic boost. Magic boost is his buff. So when the skill hits, the user fires 3 magic arrow. When the basic attack fires 2 instead, and then which deals 50% of the user attack per arrow. So pretty much stacking up the most attack is perfect for him, because you'll be doing 150, you're doing 100% extra. And then it increases damage of his core attack, his ult too, and then I believe, which one is Siphon Fire? His S2, which is his big break move that takes a while to cast. And then when he gets buff, they are gonna be, what is this? Improving his S1, which charges up your core attack, so you can do your volley fire. I believe that's hard to aim, especially if you're in a controller, because you're gonna be missing a lot of shots unless you let go of the movement. So I think they're gonna be improving that, making it easier to hit in general, because you're gonna miss that a lot if you keep dodging and then just following it up and not. He's a hard character to use. So the other thing they're buffing is his magic boost, which we just went over. So I'm guessing they're buffing the percentage, 50% to maybe 100. That'd be really good. So his A1 enhances the skill effect of shoot and maneuver, making it so you can cast it 3 times and it just goes faster. And then his A2 makes him break better. A3, when magic boost is active, increase the effect of core attack, Typhoon Fire, and quick attack, Typhoon Fire. So his ult, his core, as well as his S2 are gonna get buffed by his A3, which is pretty good. A4 just increases attack by 8%, don't really matter. And then A5, every time the user uses his core attack, increases attack by 2%, stacking up to 7 times. It's not really a lot, 14%. So I think the best A1 is good enough. A3, if you really want to push him a little bit better, you don't care about A4 and A5 really. It's just a 20% boost. You can get that somewhere else. You can get that from Outstanding Connection. So this is the first fight we're gonna try him on. We're just gonna fight him against the bear. The bear is just a simple DPS, because he doesn't have a lot of defense, to be honest, and it's easy to bully him and then just do your testing over here. So this is the team we're gonna be running. The thing with Tae-Gyu is that you really need him to crit. If his ultimate doesn't crit, it doesn't do a lot of damage. But if it does crit, it does insane amount. So we're having Min Byung-gu, who buffs crit crit hits and as well as crit damage. We're gonna have Chahain, who makes it so it's crits easier, and then we're also gonna have Egress, who buffs your crit damage. So let's do this. And since he's a sub DPS, I guess in this fight we can kind of treat him a little bit as a main DPS. But normally you just want to get in, ult, get your ult out, get your maneuver in, and then get out. At least that's how I think is best to play him. Doesn't do much other than see. Damage is fairly low compared to most other hunters, so this get Bingo in, you just get an ult up. Get punishment down. Kahain. We're just gonna call this so she doesn't do really much damage. And that's the volley attack. Let's see. 1 crit, 2 crits, 3 crits. And that's where his damage come from. If that doesn't crit, doesn't do much. And we got him down to 50%. Because all of his other skills don't do much damage, and look how long this takes to cast. You're just so vulnerable. It does a lot of. I think that did 60k. I don't know. Yeah. So about 100k per core attack over here. So when that gets buffed, oh, 500k for that. Yeah, when that gets buffed, it's gonna be really strong. At the moment, kind of weird. And also abilities that can just stack up like that is kind of. Cooldowns are long, especially since most of the time they don't really do much compare. Yeah. 300, 400. Pretty good damage when it crits. See? Cut it in half when they don't. Yeah, that's him as a main DPS. Pretty good numbers, to be honest. The next fight I'm gonna bring him in is against these two. The range fighters for this fight is actually nice. Everything. Makes it so you could play a little bit safer, and as I say that, I get frozen. There you go. And against the tornado, Tae-Gyu is really nice. It's because you can just keep your distance away from it. Guys, right now I'm just tanking this tornado. Right, there you go. I got my ult. Just target the captain. That's who Auto wanted to target. Then the punishment. Like, damage wise, he's not out there, at least with everyone else. And then break wise is a bit low as well, unless that fully charges up and you hit something that's type advantage. With the punishment. Try not to do a lot of damage with Cha. Also, there you go. So we spam it. It's not critting. You see 35, 35, 35. You really need that to crit. Wait, does this core breaks? No, his core doesn't break. You have to. They need to make it so his core breaks also, just so he can match up with the other breakers in the game. And then 95k. So yeah, his Typhoon Fire, his S2 does pretty much the same as his ultimate per hit. But you can only fire that once and it takes a long time to fire. I guess it makes sense because it is called Quick Attack Typhoon. But yeah, that's against range units where you can play a little bit safer. So another place I like to take him, that I used to take him a lot before Chahain came out, was against Cerberus. I haven't actually tested him against tier 10 Cerberus in a while. I've only been using him in tier 8. Let's do that. Tae-Gyu. Tier 10 Cerberus with a Minbyung as a sub DPS. And it helps a little bit too with the breaking. So yeah. Go. And you know our main DPS is Tae-Gyu. Get hit by that? I think get hit by that. I'm down. The punishment for 15%. Dodge, look at switch in. So dash, attack, dash, attack, dash, attack, and then switch. So if you don't have your ult, that's how you wanna focus your break. That did a lot of damage, 58%. So we have our ult anyway, so. And this is also what, so I can showcase off. If you're holding a direction, it's like sometimes just straight up miss. But break here and then get ult. Get you up. Yeah, we're gonna ult with Tae-Gyu. 100, 100, 300, 400. Good amount of damage. Not as much as the bear, of course, because the bear had very small. You can use it as a maneuvering, which is pretty solid. If you're out of dodge, you can just use that. Good utility. He has really nice utility. If he didn't break, he wouldn't be that good. But the fact that he also breaks, he's usable. He's nice. I don't think he's the best dark character in the game. I wanna give that to Libora still. But I guess depending on your playstyle, you might like Silvermane Beck better, but I like Tae-Gyu better than Silvermane Beck just because I can play safely and I don't accidentally die just from trying to attack and do damage. Yeah, and that's Cerberus with Tae-Gyu. The last thing I want to talk about him is in Battlefield of Time and as well as Power of Destruction, which are the two main game modes that you're competing with other players. So let's just go to the current Battlefield. So against the spider, I'm not sure if he has that much of a use because he doesn't clear the wave fast enough, and damage wise it's a little low. But maybe as a sub DPS, as a breaker, he could work there. And then for Battlefield of Time, he might be usable if he can clear fast. So depending on how they buff the shoot and maneuver plus volley fire combo, I actually want to try it. Let's try it out here. If he can wave clear fairly well with the dash that he has built in, it could be very useful. But it's all about his so if I can one shot these guys. Nah. Too long. It takes too long. Yeah. If his shots penetrated, that would have been Archive review. Yeah, if his shots penetrated, that would have been better. But nah, he's not a Battlefield of Time character. He just everything takes too long for Battlefield of Time, sadly. But that's fine. Nothing wrong with that. And for Power of Destruction, you can use him just because he's dark. He breaks. He works well with Libora, especially when Libora has her buff up. And yeah, and then he helps you break the golem. Then as a range attack, when the dragon has his arm away, he's actually hitting those. So yeah, that is Tae-Gyu. Really good hunter. Good enough at A1. To be honest, good enough at A0. You don't really need to go more than that unless you just pull copies. Yeah, if you need a breaker, if you need a dark breaker, he's your guy. And yeah, that's it. I'll see you later.